Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Fuserdamus and welcome back to my Let's Play of Baldur's Gate 1. I still keep trying to say Baldur's Gate Trilogy. It's been a long time playing that. Good old Hank. That character's name was Hank.
Not a problem.
But now we're playing as Jaskier the Third.
Not a problem.
And I've been really enjoying him, actually. He's not terribly strong. I don't find him... He's probably the weakest of all the characters I've put on YouTube. But that doesn't mean he's not fun. And I think he'll become more powerful as we go on, particularly in Siege of Dragonspear. I think he'll start to really shine.
With ease.
So in this episode we'll be doing a little bit of Ankeg hunting, doing some quests around this area that I'm in currently, and we'll be doing the first one or two areas of Cloakwood. I don't quite remember how much we get done. So I hope you guys have been having a good week. I apologize for the lack of videos. I've been having internet problems, so it's kind of been pissing me off. So I've been kind of dreading the prospect of uploading a video because it's going to take me like all night to get a 25-minute video out. Other than that, I've been playing Dark Souls and that's been pretty fun. I suck really bad at it. I don't think I've ever talked about Dark Souls on the channel before, but I really enjoy it. If you haven't played it before, I would recommend giving it a chance. It is unique, to say the least.
Yes?
People always talk about how difficult Dark Souls is, and they're not wrong, it is difficult. Extremely, actually, particularly for your first time playing through any of the games. But the interesting thing about Dark Souls, with very few exceptions, every time you die it is 100% your fault. You either should have dodged or blocked or, you know, done something. Maybe you just made a bad decision and you got more than one enemy or two enemies on you at the same time and you couldn't handle it. It's just very interesting. Dark Souls punishes mistakes harder than just about any other game I think I've ever played. But it does it in a fair way, which is very cool. It's good game design. And speaking of game design, that's part of its greatest strength, is its map design. Everything is intertwined and the levels are very dense and vertical, particularly in Dark Souls 3. I won't be recording it, at least for the time being, because I'm bad at it and it would take forever. And I like to get up and go have a cigarette when I die, and that's pretty often. So I've been smoking too much because of Dark Souls. I can blame my bad habits on Dark Souls, right? But I'm also having screen tearing problems, which is frustrating. I have a good computer. I have a 970 Ti in here, and ever since I got it, a lot of the higher end games I've been having I mean, really good frame rate. I lock my frame rate for all games at 60 FPS because I don't see the need to go any higher than that when my monitor's refresh rate is 60. But like Witcher 3 and Arma 3 and now Dark Souls 3, I've been having a lot of screen tearing problems. I know you guys are thinking to yourself, just turn on VSync. I have VSync on. In my NVIDIA control panel, and I have triple buffering on, so I don't know. It should be fine. I fiddled with Windows Aero. That's another one of the major causes of screen tearing.
This city is a blight on the landscape. Better to have let the land grow wild.
But if I get that fixed, or I don't know, NVIDIA puts out a driver that fixes it specifically for Dark Souls, or if Dark Souls puts out a patch. In any case, if it gets fixed or I figure out how to fix it, then I might put some Dark Souls on the channel. I guess I could play Dark Souls 1 or 2. They don't have screen tearing for me, and I have them both on PC. But anyway, I've been thinking about that. I really like Baldur's Gate, but it's getting to the point where I kind of need a break from it. I will be finishing this playthrough, including Seed of Dragonspear, because that'll be fun and it'll be new content. But I think after that, I might either take a break from recording for a little bit, or I might do some, like, I don't know, Knights of the Old Republic, some Neverwinter Nights. Just give me some ideas of what you'd like to see. The other games I play currently are like, I do a tiny bit of League of Legends, but I'm bad at it. I've been playing Heroes of the Storm, but kind of same story. I'm probably a little better at Heroes of the Storm compared to the rest of the community. That's not to say that I'm good, it just, I think the overall skill level of the community is lower. Or maybe the skill ceiling of the game is lower, which means you can get better faster. So I do those, I do a little Hearthstone, I do a little bit of Arma 3 once in a while with some friends. I play actually with a tactical group. I used to play once a week with them, but I can only make it once every other week now because I work a 9-to-5 job and they operate on European time because most of the guys are from Europe. But in any case, I could record some of that. It doesn't always lend itself very well to video because Arma it rewards patience. So unless I did like highlight videos or something, then it wouldn't really lend itself to the game particularly well. So you noticed I bought that Greenstone amulet, sold it, and bought it again, and now it has 50 charges. I don't know if I'll use it, but it's nice to have it and not need it, than need it and not have it.
With ease. Yes?
Perhaps this group needs not quite as much help as I thought.
I stand ready. Hmm? Yes? With ease.
I just want to be done with all this.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of other games I've played recently. I played and loved The Witcher 3. I'm a huge Witcher fan. I've read all the books and done all that. This character's name is Jaskier, which is, I think it's the Polish translation of Dandelion, which is Geralt's bard friend.
It will be done. I
So
stand ready.
that's the history of that name. You probably knew that already, but in case you didn't, now you know. So Witcher 3 was fantastic. I liked The Witcher 2 a lot also. I never played Witcher 1, but I honestly don't think I'm missing much because it follows the book so closely as far as everyone has said. I consider doing a Witcher 3 playthrough on YouTube, but I guess there's two factors that are stopping me from doing that. One, the game is actually pretty hard to run. I mean, my computer can do it, but alongside recording, I don't know how well it would turn out, or how good my frame rate would be. Additionally, I would have to kind of tweak my settings, because I don't need that high of settings to record Baldur's Gate, honestly.
Not a problem.
But in addition to all that stuff, Witcher is a sandbox, you know. It's an open world game, so unless I have a specific direction in mind every time I pick up the game and play on camera, then a lot of it will just be me meandering around the forest, picking flowers and fighting random monsters, not doing a ton of quests, which I think would not make good video.
Yes, oh omnipresent authority.
So I gotta tell you, this Cloakwood area really, really irritated me. I hated it this playthrough. Ordinarily, I burn through this area and all of Cloakwood, to be honest, as quickly as I possibly can. But I kind of wanted to get all the items and all the experience possible out of these areas. So I spent a little more time here than I normally would have, more than I probably should have.
Yes? Not a problem.
But we also picked up Corwin. Is that his name? Corvin. But anyway, he wants you to kill like the wyvern leader in a cave around this area. I don't remember whether it's this map or the next one, but he wants you to kill a wyvern. So ordinarily I don't bother with them because they're not worth enough experience to justify how goddamn hard they are to kill. Because they'll poison you, they hit you pretty often, even if you have fantastic armor like my party does. And they have a good amount of HP. I don't know. I don't see any reason to kill them whatsoever. So if I remember correctly, Eldoth is another recruitable party member. There's so many in this game that I have a hard time keeping track of all of them. I've used maybe like 8 different party members in my entire life in Baldur's Gate 1, and I've been playing this game since it was new. So I don't know anything about the NPCs. This is the first time I've ever used this this new fighter thief guy that I'm using, Corwin,
Yes.
whatever his name.
It will be done.
Oh, I hardly not in this.
Just makes me kind of sad that they have such variety for NPCs in this game, and then none of them, or very few of them, carry over into Baldur's Gate 2, except for the occasional cameo appearance, like, you know, T-Ax and Quail, and I know there's a lot of them that make an appearance, but like Safana, and there's a lot of them that do make an appearance, but it's just kind of, I don't know, you can't recruit them, so you spend time getting to know them, enjoying them. You kind of attribute certain characteristics to them when they're in your party, even if they don't say a word. You're like, oh, this guy's weak or strong. You start kind of I don't know what the word would be, personifying or projecting onto them, I think is probably the word.
Civilization seems far, city dweller.
So I did remember from my previous playthroughs that this whole thing is not worth your time. Like this Shadow Druid business, they don't give you much XP. They don't drop anything. They're not particularly hard to kill, but they're just not worth your time.
With ease.
There's Valdorn, I think yet another recruitable party member. She's also the leader of the Shadow Druids in Baldur's Gate 2, if I remember correctly.
For the fallen!
Yes?
So I was checking that setting right there. It says don't switch to a melee weapon after, or switch to fists after emptying a single stack, which I was checking that because every time my my Skald runs out of throwing knives in his stack, he switches to his fist and goes and tries to punch the enemies. And I thought, I mean, logic would dictate that he would just switch to the other stack of throwing knives in his other slot. Oh, just out of curiosity, if any of you guys know, or if you remember, have they changed how druids level up in any of the enhanced editions? I remember in Baldur's Gate 1, or I guess in the original Baldur's Gate 2, it takes an insane amount of XP to get a druid from level 13 to 14, and then like twice or three times as much XP to get them from 14 to 15, and then it drops way back down again. And it's really, really annoying from a gameplay perspective. From a lore perspective, it makes perfect sense because according to the Forgotten Realms lore, once you are a level, I think a level 15 druid, you're considered a high druid or arch druid, and there can only be like one in the world at any given time of that caliber. So from a lore perspective, knowing things about Forgotten Realms and D&D, it makes perfect sense. But just from a gameplay perspective, having to level up, like, I think it's over 1,000,000 XP to get from level 13 to 14, where every other class is around like 300,000. It's just insane. And it's one of the big negatives of taking Jaheira for a long time. I mean, if you can get past that hump, then it's fine. But you can almost guarantee that she's not going to get her really, really high level druid stuff until Throne of Ball almost.
Great peril yields great beauty. Not a problem.
Nature's servant awaits.
Will be done. I stand.
It might be not quite as bad as I'm remembering. Maybe I just have, salty memories about it or something. I don't know. But I do remember it being that shitty.
It will be done.
So let me know if you remember if that's changed.
Great peril yields great beauty. Yes. Life is wherever I stand ready. Not a problem.
So if you guys are interested in seeing another game like Neverwinter Nights or Knights of the Old Republic, fair warning, I am not nearly as familiar with Neverwinter Nights as I am with the Baldur's Gate saga, so it would be a lot more backtracking and a little bit less of a purposeful direction to play through, and it'd be more of not a blind playthrough because I've played it a couple times, but it's been years. But it would be, more aimless. Knights of the Old Republic I know quite well, actually. I replayed it I think I replayed about half of it just probably last year.
Not a problem.
My apologies for not talking about what's going on the screen. Most of it's been pretty self-explanatory. The comment about the druid, the fact that one druid cast Insect Plague on me made me think about what level he would have to be to do that, and I think he'd have to be level 11 to have level 5 druid spells, which is kind of unfair. I don't think we can get to level 11 in Baldur's Gate 1. But then again, he's by himself and inside a little room. It's kind of like a caster's worst nightmare. He got hit like 3 or 4 times, but somehow managed to get his spell off. So I was just unlucky there to even see that.
Yes, it will be done.
For the fallen!
I stand. Not a problem. Yes, it will be done. It will be done. stand ready. Hmm? It will be done.
Oh, I ought really not in this.
I mentioned last week to a guy, he was asking kind of what, or some new ideas on how to keep the game fresh, because he had just finished a playthrough with a blade, which is a bard kit, and he was having a hard time getting into the game, playing as a different character. Like he kept doing the save, or the create a character, play for a little bit, restart, play as a different character, restart. He's doing that sort of thing. And I told him an idea that I think I'm going to steal for myself. I told him it might be kind of interesting to go through the saga of Baldur's Gate with a party, but if one of your party members dies, you have to immediately kick them out of the party, and that means they're gone forever. So it's like a permadeath run for your party members. And I think I didn't think about it at the time, but it's basically exactly what a Nuzlocke challenge is in Pokemon, if you know that. Basically, the idea is that you have to take the first Pokemon you find in each area, and then if any of your Pokemon faint, then you have to delete them. So you have a limited number of Pokemon, and in this game, my Pokemon are my NPCs. I don't know how I would handle if my main character died. I don't know if I'd want to do an Iron Man challenge where if my main character died, I would restart. I don't think that lends itself well to video, and I think it sounds like a exercise in frustration. I might be wrong, but I'm thinking that I would probably just reload if my main character died. But on that same reload, if my party members died, then I would have to immediately kick them out of the party at that point. I don't know. When and if the time comes and I do a run like that, we can decide together what the rules should be regarding that. But yeah, I thought that was a cool idea.
Not a problem.
Don't touch me. I'm super important. Don't touch me. I'm super important.
I know you can sell those wyvern heads somewhere else, but I didn't give a shit, to be honest. I mean, what do I need money for?
With ease.
You have been waylaid by
With
enemies.
ease. Not a problem.
So this fight, a lot of people have trouble with it. It's really simple, to be honest. You take out the mages as quickly as possible, and then you take out the guy with the boots of speed because he has worse armor than the other person. And then you just take out the guy in full plate mail at the very end. We've talked about it before, but the idea behind Baldur's Gate combat is always you reduce the number of attacks coming in at you as quickly as possible. That means mages who have the lowest HP, they go first, and they can do the most amount of damage, or crowd control, cause you the most problems. So they're first priority no matter what. But we've gone over that topic ad nauseum. I won't talk about it any longer. One thing that I'm really looking forward to in Siege of Dragonspear is the fact that there will be new items to search for, new things to explore. My favorite part of these games is seeing the progression of my character, or characters in this case, and that includes the gear that you find. I feel like your character in D&D and Baldur's Gate by extension, you're kind of half your decisions and your class, and then the other half comes from your gear that you choose.
Yes?
I guess case in point, like a fighter with a a two-handed sword can look one way, and then the same fighter with the exact same stats, if he uses a bow or two weapons or something, he'll play differently. And you'll probably catch yourself thinking about him differently. So I guess that's the only point I'm trying to make, is gear is very interesting. It gives you a lot of roleplay ideas, and I actually really like being able to plan for certain pieces of gear. Like if you find a really exceptional, I don't know, bow or hammer or whatever, creating a character with that weapon or item in mind at the beginning, I find that stuff pretty fun. And that's one of the biggest weaknesses of Throne of Ball, is that after a certain point, you kind of just have everything you could possibly want. In the case of a solo character, at the beginning of Throne of Ball, or at the very beginning of the middle part, I don't know what you'd call that, but you're going to be max level, so you don't even have an incentive to go adventuring for XP. So you have everything money can buy. You have all the gear that you could possibly want for your character, and you have all the experience that your character can possibly accrue. So at that point, you're playing the game for either the gameplay or the story. I mean, in a perfect world, you'd be playing for both. But for me personally, I don't find Throne of Ball's storyline particularly strong. That might just be my opinion. But I didn't find it particularly strong. The level design is not terribly interesting. I mean, all this being said, I love it, and I enjoy playing it still, but I feel like it's the weakest addition into the Baldur's Gate franchise, and part of it is simply because it is the end, and there's nothing else to build up towards.
Wherever fate takes me, it will be done.
So I kicked him in the head till he was dead.
Save me, dear sir. Please save me. Get me out of this hellhole.
Oh, my heart's really not in this.
With ease. Yes? Wherever fate takes me. Yes? With ease.
Oh, I kind of forgot to mention it because I was yammering on about Dark Souls or something else. But anyway, you noticed, I'm sure, that I skipped the spiders, but I was bitching about them like just minutes before. The fact that I skipped them right now is because Corin complained at me, or whatever his name is, Corwin. Can't remember. Why can't I remember?
With ease.
But anyway, He whined that I wasn't doing his quest fast enough, and I didn't want him to leave my party because he's so important. So I decided to hurry up as quickly as possible and go to his wyvern quest. I hate to do it to you guys, but I'm gonna let the last few minutes play out. We actually fight Daviorn in this this video, I think, or maybe the next one. I think at the end of this one we fight Daviorn, but I don't do anything particularly special to kill him. I basically just aggro their, what are those called, doom guards or battle horrors. I aggro them one at a time and try to, you know, not die to those because those are brutal. And then we basically just go in and wail on Daviorn.
Oh, my heart's really not in this.
It's only a flesh wound.
I hope you guys saw how close to death I was from that mage right there. Holy cow. Just got my whole party down to like single digits just about, and my main character down to 1 HP. That's ridiculous. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll let the last few minutes play out, and I will catch you in the next one.
You've a task?
Yes?
Nature's
I stand
servant,
ready.
yes, oh omnipresent authority figure.
Yes? With ease. Yes? What is your bidding? Wherever fate takes me. I stand ready. It will be done.
Oh, my heart's really not in this.
Life is adventure or nothing. Great peril yields great beauty. Yes, with ease.